Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday. My left leg is asleep. I'm working from the couch and I had it like tucked underneath and it's waking up and oh my gosh, it's driving me crazy. But good morning, I'm working from the couch. I don't have a ton to do today and it's just nice and cool out here, so I'm working from here. We'll see what happens when my boyfriend wakes up. I might just go into the bedroom. Still currently reading Igniting Darkness. I was supposed to have finished, well, I got to page 468. That was where I was supposed to have gotten to. And then technically I should read 69 more pages today. I got to 502 and there's 537 pages. So I still have 35 pages to read for today and then like 70 pages of Sisters of Sword and Song. So I'm just going to finish my last few pages during lunch and I will be back on track. I'm really enjoying it, but like I said, it's super political. One second. Sorry about that. My coworker just called me. We have like a crazy case going on right now, trying to figure out what to do about it. But like I said, I really recommend this series, but it is very political. It reads more like historical fiction. There is a lot of like scheming and like trying to work around the laws and putting blame on other people, and the regent is not my favorite character, but I do admire the way that she was written and how she is able to, no matter what is thrown at her, turn it around and put it on somebody else. She is the king's older sister, and that's the only thing that really holds her back from being the ruler, is that she's a woman. So even though she has way more experience and like connections and know-how, because she's a woman, she just can't rule. So she has been sort of like her brother's advisor. A regent is someone who sort of like holds some power to help the king until they come of age, and she just has a very like twisted version of do whatever it takes for the crown, and sometimes that means going behind the king and scheming behind his back and doing what she thinks is best despite what he wants. And it's taken him a really long time to kind of see that she doesn't necessarily have his best interests. She will just do whatever she thinks is best. So he's finally told her, you know, I really appreciate everything that you've done, but I am of age now and I think it's time that you go home. You have a child. Focus on her. You know, make your home. He's finally listened to Genevieve and Sabella and gone to rescue Sabella. He released her into the custody of her brother, who really has no care for her at all, isn't actually even really her brother. They share a mom, I believe, but not the same father. Or they don't share a mom. They thought that they shared a father and they don't even really share that. And he's made some gross comments and said like, I'm pleased to have found out you're not my sister. And she was like, yeah, try that again. You tried it once before and now you've got a big old gross scar on your hand. Go ahead, try it again. It's really interesting. I just find all of the like court intrigue and the scheming and plotting so interesting. So I only have like 35 pages left and then I'm gonna start Sisters of Sword and Song. It's like a gloomy day. I do have a ton of knitting to do. I have to send this blanket out in 3 days, so hopefully, I have to finish it. I have to finish it by then. So I don't have a ton of work to do today. Just a couple of things that are honestly supposed to last me the entire week, and I will probably have to start reviewing IPPs early, just to give me something to do, because I do have a full week this week, and there's no way that I can just BS through 5 days, so we shall see. But I will update you guys later. Good morning, happy Tuesday. It's been such a slow morning. I think I mentioned yesterday that it's the end of the month. I have like 3 things to do that I'm trying to drag out for the whole week, so just trying to get through this week. Oh, I actually did my hair. I curled it yesterday. This is one of the things that I can't do during the summer. It's too hot so I don't want to waste my time doing my hair because I know I'm just gonna put it up into a ponytail. Like, I will straighten my bangs and just like the top bits here just so that I can film my like morning intro clip, and then I put it up into a ponytail. So there's no point, but it's cool enough now that I can do it and actually keep it down all day, because if I put it up into a ponytail, it's just gonna get like a kink into it, or sometimes I put it up into a bun and after it goes up into a bun, it's useless after that. But I finished Igniting Darkness yesterday. It was so, so good. Lots of tabs, a lot of blue tabs. The sarcasm in this, just as good as Blood and Honey. I just love the like dark, quick, sharp wit that all of the characters have. It's great, and it's one of the things that really carries the story, or like gives a little, not carries, gives a reprieve from all of the like political stuff. Like I said, it's very heavily like politic filled. There's a lot of like people trying to gain the ear of the king, scheming behind the scenes, and like different characters who are, like I said, trying. Our main character, Genevieve, she is trying to also whisper into the ear of the king, but trying to get him to see that his council is filled with snakes, basically. I've explained this already, and see that he needs to just listen to himself, stop trying to be the man that his father wanted him to be, and just be a good king and do what he thinks is right. So in the end, he does get to that, and it's great. And this is only a duology, which is kind of upsetting, but everything did kind of like wrap up. Sabella, one of our other main characters who we get point of views from, her brother has spent his entire time trying to gain back custody of her and their younger sisters. Not because he has any sort of like care for them, he just thinks as a man they're his property and he should have them, bottom line. When she escapes in the end from him, there's like this huge fire and they haven't found his body, so he could still be out there. So that's kind of like the only loose end that could have really been what we kind of got action from in the third book. So I think it is nice that it wraps up as a duology, and I just love these covers. And this is my 6th book down for this month. This was for the Prompt Novice Path, to read a book with a map, and it does have a map in the beginning, and I just really enjoyed it. I gave Courting Darkness 3 stars and I gave this one 5 stars, so I'm like, do I need to go back and read it? I remember really enjoying it, so I don't know why I did 3 stars. I know I wasn't using Cawpile at the time, so it might have just been like a kind of like random decision. I'm not sure, but I enjoyed this one so much. It's not 100% a 5-star feeling. On Bookly you can do like half-star rating, so I did put a 4.5. That feels like more accurate, but on Goodreads I gave it a 5 stars because if I'm gonna choose between a 4 and a 5, it was definitely a 5. So that is my 6th book done this month, and I did start Sisters of Sword and Song yesterday. I am 55 pages in. That is what I needed to read. Today I think I have to get to like 180, and it's a slow day, so I should definitely be able to catch up. I also want to plan out my TBR for next month, and again do the same thing. I'm considering getting a reading journal to like write down my thoughts. Simone and her books on Instagram, she does that and she writes reviews, and I always want to write reviews, but when I get to them I'm like, I can't really remember like the specific moments that I liked so much, and now that I'm tabbing more I definitely think that that will help. But I like the idea of the reading journal, so I'm probably gonna go pick one of those up from Barnes & Noble. From Barnes & Noble they have like Lecturum journals and Moleskine journals, so I'm just gonna grab one of those. I considered getting an Archer and Olive one, but the A5 is a lot smaller than I would like. I think I want it to be a little bit bigger, and they're super thick and I just don't want to have to carry around another thick journal like this. So that's all for today. I'm just working from the couch. Like I said, I don't have a ton to do, so just working from there. And I guess I will update you guys later. So I'm setting up my TBR for next month. This month I had planned 7 books. I was going to originally do 6 books next month, but I just totaled up all the pages for 8 books, and it's less than what I read this month, surprisingly. Most of these books are around like 300 pages to 400. The ones that I've been reading have been between like 4 and like 550. So I think I'm gonna read 8 books next month. One of them is really, really small. It's like 150 pages that I originally wasn't going to include, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I do really want to read that. And then I was like, there's one more that I also want to read, but it works out. So I think I'm reading 8 books next month. I'm setting up using the Angie's Way, or using hashtag Angie's Way. I'm gonna put her link right here. It's not like a revolutionary thing or whatever, but it's something that she's been doing a really long time. And I think I had heard of this like tactic and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use it. And she has done all sorts of stuff on her page to kind of like help guide you through this. So I definitely recommend checking it out, but I'm going to finish this. It's only like 2,000 pages. This month I read like 3,000, so I could definitely do that. 8 books next month. That's crazy. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Days like this is where I really wish that I drank coffee because I'm so tired, but I just can't get on board with the taste. And it's National Coffee Day. My coworkers are talking right now in our group chat about how much they love coffee, and I just can't get on board with it. Anyways, it is a slow day again. I really hate the end of the month. I know it's not my fault that there's nothing to do, or not a lot to do, but it does still make me feel like I'm doing a bad job. But I'm just trying to accept it and do what I can, answer emails and stuff as they come in. So I'm on the couch again, my computer's at the table. I like check the email app that I have on my phone, and when I get something I like move over there to answer it if it needs more than just like typing on my phone. So that's how today is gonna go. I am knitting. I need to send this blanket out tomorrow. So I'm knitting like the wind. Reading wise, I read to 140 pages last night, which was only 85 pages, and I needed to have read 124. So hopefully during my lunch I will be able to catch up on what I should have read last night. I was originally going to go to Best Buy during lunch, but I found on the website where you can like type in what kind of camera you have in the condition and see what your trade-in value would be, and it told me $55, and I paid $400 for it. So definitely not worth it. Definitely gonna have to hold off on getting a camera. I think I'm just gonna keep using this one and then purchase the new one. And once I have the new one, then I will list this one on like OfferUp or something and see if I can get like $150, $200 for it. And then I can use that money to make like a big payment off of the new one that I get. So during lunch today, instead, I need to go to Michael's. I need to get one more ball of yarn for the color that I'm currently working on. And then just keep reading. I've got my TBR and stuff all set up for next month. I'm planning on filming a TBR video today at the end of the day. With that tree gone, I get so much nice natural light around like 4 and 5 o'clock in the second bedroom that I just want to film to see how nice it's going to look. So I'm going to get back to work, and I will update you guys. Oh, I forgot to say about the book. I have it on 2 times speed and it still feels too slow. It's about these 2 sisters, Avadnia and Halcyon. Halcyon, when she was like 11, went to go train as a soldier, and her sister has been at their family grove. They sell and make, or they grow and sell oil, olive oil to be specific. And after 8 years, her sister's training is done and she comes back, or she's supposed to be coming back, and instead she sneaks into her sister's room and kind of lets her know that she's in trouble and that she won't be returning. She does end up getting captured like a chapter later. I really thought she was going to be on the run for a lot longer. And they have this trial, and she's sentenced to 5 years in the quarry, 5 years in jail, and 5 years in service to the like house of the family that she wronged. And Evadne steps up and she says, I'll do the servitude. She'll do her other 10 years. And then please release her. After 15 years of this punishment, she's not going to have a life afterwards. She's going to be a broken person. And they agree to it. And Evadne thinks that something's going on. She noticed that the commander was like tapping on his knee, and the judge and him were making eye contact. So she thinks that the judge really didn't have anything to do with the sentencing. It was the commander. So it's interesting, but it's a little bit slow. It plays on some like sort of Greek mythology. They have their own names for it, but it's interesting, and I'm liking it, kind of. Like I said, it's slow, so I feel like as I'm reading, I'm like, okay, can we keep going? But I think we're about to get to some interesting bits, so now I'm gonna go and I will update you guys probably tomorrow. Good morning, happy Thursday. Another like work from the living room couch day. I also made my sweater. I think I mentioned it to you guys yesterday. This is a design that I just found on Pinterest. This is Wirt and his brother, I believe Greg, from Over the Garden Wall. The sweater is from Walmart. They're like $12. It's the same one that I got from last year to make the Coraline one that I made, and I also bought it in a burgundy yellow, but more of like a deeper yellow, and a green. On the yellow one, I think I'm going to, maybe on the green, I haven't decided, do like a Halloween Town University one. I also saw some pictures of that on Pinterest. I'm just the type of person that's like, I can make that. I don't need to buy it, I can make it. Not to like take away from the people who create these designs. It's just fun stuff for me. Anyways, reading wise, I read 95 pages last night, which was not even all of the pages I needed to read for that day, and I didn't catch up from the day before. So when I like typed in my percent, or like my page numbers onto Goodreads, I'm 54% of the way in. So my plan is to listen to the audiobook as much as possible throughout the day and see if I can finish it. If not, that's fine. But I do think I'm probably going to put it down for the month of October, which is I don't want to do. So I'm going to try and finish it if I can today, because I will already be reading 104 pages for my other books, and I just don't know if I would have the time to also like squeeze that in. On the weekends, I am going to try and read a little bit more than my 104 pages. I'm going to try to do 150. I didn't put that in like my calculations. I just left it at 104 just in case I don't hit that, then it doesn't make a difference. But it is interesting. There's like just enough to keep me going, but never anything where I'm like, oh my god, I can't put it down. I have to keep reading, which is a little bit frustrating. Halcyon is now at the quarry. She's serving her 5 years there, and Evadne is at Lord Stratton's house where she's serving the family. She just became their son Damon's scribe. He is a mage, and there's some like hidden things going on. The Lord Stratton's sister Celine is basically conspiring against the queen and trying to collect all of these like magical relics to help her gain control over her. And Damon presented this to his father, this like suspicion, a while ago, and that's why Halcyon and their other son Xander were investigating her, why they had been partnered up. And so I think that the reason why she wasn't sentenced to death, which she normally would have been for a murder, it was accidental. They were training with blindfolds on. They had a code word, or like a safety word, and she nicked his throat just enough that he couldn't say the safety word, but she said that she knew at the moment that it happened, but she was already in motion to make the attack and couldn't have stopped herself. So instead of being tried and sentenced to death, she was sentenced to 5 years in the quarry, 5 years in this isolation jail where you're basically chained to a wall in darkness for 5 years, and then she would have done 5 years of service in Lord Stratton's house, but Evadne took that. So I think he knows that it was an accident, but he's not, they can't say why they were training together, why they'd been partnered together, because of this like secret mission trying to figure out and beat Selene, which now Daemon and Evadne are taking over. So it's like just enough to keep me interested, but not enough for me to, like I said, really want to continue reading. But I'm halfway, so hopefully I can finish today. It's not a super large book, so I have to read about 200-ish more pages, which I think is doable. I know I've definitely done that before, but with books that I was really enjoying, so we shall see. Hello, happy Friday. Oh my god, you can hear Marcy whining. I took today off so that I can go to urgent care to get my hand checked out because it's the first, my insurance has kicked back in and I just don't want to wait any longer. But I did finish Sisters of Sword and Song last night. I need to grab the book off the couch. Here it is. I listened to a lot of it throughout the day, and then stayed up kind of late last night until like 11 listening to it and finishing the blanket that I was making that I need to ship out today. I'm going to go do that right now and then head to urgent care. I'm bringing water, snacks, book, jacket, headphones. I know the deal, urgent care can take hours and I just don't want to be left just playing on my phone and then for it to die, so I'm bringing the first 2 books on my October TBR and we'll see how much I get done reading. But I finished Sisters of Sword and Song. It's a 4-star for sure. The ending, it was more of like a 3-star. The ending really brought it to a 4-star, just barely. I think when I edit it in Compile, it's like the bottom of a 4. I really did like it, but it's very slow at the beginning. You kind of don't know where the storyline is going to be going. You think that Halcyon is going to be on the run the whole time, and then she gets captured, and it just takes a while for you to kind of put the pieces together. But I enjoyed it, and that is my last book for the readathon. This was the book for a standalone prompt, I can't remember right now. But I completed all of the challenges for the Aurelium Academy. I need to enter this into the Google Docs spreadsheet that's on Twitter. And I did it. I'm very happy with myself. That's 7 books. I'm planning to read 8 next month. I definitely need to pick up some graphic novels, because after I finish this, because after I finish my October books, I will still have to read like 20. So I want to pick up the Tea Dragon Society. There are 3 books from that, and at least 2 more to just kind of like pump up my stats so that I don't have to read so many books in November and December, because with the holidays and stuff, I just don't expect to read that much. But I'm going to go now. I need to brush my teeth and finish getting ready and getting all my stuff together, and then I'm gonna go to urgent care. So this is the end of the magical readathon. I had a ton of fun. It definitely changed my reading, so that is great. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you participated, how you did. Did you just do like the 2 challenges that you needed? Did you do more? What kind of character did you pick? I am an elf. I chose the character name Alette, but that is pretty much all that I have set for it. And being from Etheria, which means I need to read a book with a Fae background, and I'm going to read House of Earth and Blood by, I almost said Cassandra Clare, Sarah J. Maas, probably in November. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!